Well, just arrived down at the wonderful mighty River Ribble once again for another wonderful episode of Cooper Trooper the Piker Biker. And today, well, it's autumn. The leaves are golden. Some of them are red, beautiful, lovely time of the year. Just love the autumn. I'm going to be trying to catch as many species as I can. Got my barbel rod, I've got a little roach rod, got some sweet corn, and I've got a pike rod with me as well. So I'm going to be playing the species battle today. It's just gone 12 o'clock, it's quite mild, 18 degrees today. It's not going to rain. The river's looking a little bit coloured. It has been raining over the last couple of days. The ground under my feet very squelchy. So it's not ideal for the pike. However, I'm sure I could tempt one. I've not fished for pike since last winter. So this will be my first outing for the pike. And I'm really excited. So I've just arrived down at my peg and happy days. Nobody's here. So this is the swim that I really wanted to target. It's quite deep in close on this side, and now if we're getting into the colder temperatures, you'll find that a lot of the prey fish, a lot of the silverfish, the dace, the roach, the small chub, wherever you get a large congregation of prey fish, you can be sure that the pike are close by. Look at that tinge. You can just see a tinge. However, you still can see there is some visibility in it because I can still see the mud as it moves under the water there. So it's not completely coloured. That's good for the barbel. So there is a chance I'll catch quite a few barbel today. Not really targeting the barbel, but look at them lovely leaves up there. Lovely gorgeous yellows, reds, golds, oranges. That's beautiful. Soon this place will all be like that. You'll look on the opposite bank and all them leaves will be turned, and not long after that all you'll see is bare branches. All the vegetation on the other side has just been pushed to one side. That's because the river has been up. Recently we've had some really heavy rain, so the river's fallen back down to its normal level, and the last couple of days we've had some pretty persistent rain, and that's what's put the colour in the water. However, it wasn't enough to really bring the river up to any decent flow, and that's good for me today. If it was just targeting barbel alone, then that would have been perfect for the barbel. However, with me going for the species battle today, probably this is going to be a good medium with a little tinge in the water. That's going to encourage the barbel, and then it's not too murky enough to tempt a nice. If you've got a carp rod, that's usually perfect for the pike, so you don't have to go out there spending all the money on rods. You can just use what you already have. But this is a 2.5 pound test curve rod. It's 12 foot, and it's quite a thin blank, quite strong rod, and I'm using a bait runner reel as I always do, with a nice bait runner function on there. And then moving down to the terminal tackle today, I'm going to actually be using a waggler. It's a pike waggler. I'll just bring that down to show you. And here we have it. So it's quite a hefty float really, but it takes 12 grams, so I've put 2 little 3 gram weights on there, so it brings up to 6, and with the dead bait on there, that'll actually bring it perfect. Now I don't want it set, because it's a flowing river, I don't want it set just with the tip showing. If it was on a still water, I would have it like that, but because I'm going to be fishing in the river, I'll probably have it a little bit up like that, and it just makes it a little bit easier to see in the flow. So that will be perfect. So that's all it is. All it is basically is a waggler which is trapped between some float stops, and I can move this up to the correct depth just by sliding the little stops, and then below that, sliding on the line just to cock the float, 2 little 3 gram shots, little pike shots, and then I've got a little link swivel on there, and what I'll do is I'll just clip on my wire trace. What I'm using today is a combination of both single and the double hook. So the double hook, it's going to be on the flank, and the single hook is going to go through the throat and up in between the eyes, right in the centre of the fish, and it's going to be a little sprat I'm going to be using. So just a little silver fish, and I'm just going to suspend it slightly off the bottom so it's just wavering about in the current, and that always helps, having a couple of weights as well just to bring it down, stop it rising. So let's get this out there and see if we can catch himself an icy socks Lucius from the River Ribble. Before putting my trace on and before even thinking about fishing, I've got to think. I'm using a waggler here. I need to find out what depth I'm going to be fishing. So instead of clipping the trace straight on, I'll just put a little arsony bomb on there and that'll sink down to the bottom. And then if I'm too shallow, the float will be pulled under and disappear, and then I'll just move. All I'll do then is just move the float up, slide it up, just by sliding the little float stops. And then, now if I go too deep, the float should be sat like that, and then I'll know I'll have to move it up until I get it perfect. So I'll just move it down a little touch until I get it sitting just like that, and then I know that I'm fishing with my trace and my bait right down near the deck. So here we have the bait. As you can see, little sprat, and I've just went through the throat and out in between the centre of the two eyes, the top of the skull, and then in the flank, just pressed a little double hook into the flank. So the other one, the smaller one, is the hook holder. The large one is the one that goes into the pike. So quite a small bait, so should I get a hit, I can almost strike quite instantly, and I can be sure that I'm going to hook that fish. So I'm going to cast this out now and we're fishing. Happy days. I've just gently pressed some sweet corn in there, very gently press some trout paste in there. That should be just enough pressure to get it down onto the bottom. Once it's down there, that'll just explode and all the little particles will drift downstream, getting trapped behind stones and rocks. And then this should be sitting alongside my little hook bait, which is a single grain of sweet corn. That should do the trick. Well, I've just had my first fish and my first species of the day, and it was a lovely River Ribble chub. So I'm absolutely delighted with that. And this chub must have been caught before because it knew exactly where the snags were. As soon as I hooked into it, I was reeling it in and it just went straight for a snag on the inside bank. Bearing in mind I'd cast past mid-river, it went straight for that snag and it went straight into the bushes. So I had to be very clever. Once I seen what it was doing, I had to scramble down the bank and then give it loads of side strain to keep it away from that snag. But what a beautiful fish, look at this. Lovely colours on this one. That's just a gorgeous fish, isn't it? Isn't that just a beautiful, beautiful fish? That is lovely. Big yellow eye there. Oh, and it's gorgeous. It's like a silvery colour along the side, but you look at the top, it's darker and like a bronzy brown. So I'm gonna get this one back and hopefully I'm in for another species soon. But wow, you've made my day, Mr. Chub, you really have. Just cast that back in after catching that chub, and I'm getting little registrations and knocks on the rod, and I've checked the line and it doesn't appear that there's anything on the line, so I'm expecting that to wallop round. Well, the chub aren't fussy today, which is good. It's just gone 5 o'clock and a pike has just lifted my bait. I'm just going to open my bee alarm. Get ready for this. There we go. Bee alarm is open. That's the bee alarm open. Yep. There's something on that. I'm going to hit it. I'm absolutely delighted with this. I got what I came for. It's a nice big long Ribble pike. First one of the piking season. Oh, fantastic. Fought like mad, thrashed about, jumped out of the water, great acrobatics, but it's a heavy fish as well, so it's been feeding up. It weighs 10 pounds and 14 ounces. It's a double, and it's my first one of the autumn, so I'm very chuffed. Absolutely delighted with that. Big, thick, long fish, and I'm just delighted with that. Doesn't even fit in the camera. That's lovely. Look at the camouflage along its back. That's just a gorgeous fish. It is indeed. Just holding it very gently, waiting for it to take off. It'll go when it's ready. It'll certainly go when it's ready. Big fin on it. It's gone. Probably been about 40 minutes since I had the pike, and I was quite confident that the other rod was still fishing well, so I left it, and lucky I did, because I've had this lovely river Ribble barbel, and it's a lovely torpedo shaped fish. It's beautiful colours, gorgeous browns on that. It's absolutely beautiful. Lovely big white belly on it, and lovely coral pink fins there in the bottom. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous fish. So I'm going to slip this one straight back and let's see if I can catch another species. That's 3 species so far. I had that lovely chub, I had that lovely pike, and now this lovely barbel. What a wonderful session. I just love the River Ribble. I really love it.
All you know is all a lie.
Just gone 7 o'clock and I just had another fish, and it's another lovely River Ribble barbel. Conditions are just perfect today for the barbel. That's why I'm catching them in daylight. And there you have her. This one's been resting for a long time before I even brought it up the bank. It's been resting, so it's very lively. It's a lively little fish, but it looks mint, absolutely mint. Isn't that just a lovely little fish? It's gorgeous. Lovely colour. It's a beautiful fish. They're all beautiful here in the Ribble. And they all fight like absolute stinks, so they do. They give your arm a good pulling. I'd say sometimes the small ones give you a far better fight than the big ones. But this one run me all over the Ribble, got me into a snag. I managed to get myself out of it by bullying the fish, and eventually I had it out of the snag and in close to the bank. As soon as I got it in though, it wasn't for coming to the net. No, it went for 3 big bursts away. I managed to slip the net under it. So look at that. That's a gorgeous fish. I'm just going to slip this one straight back. Thank you very much, Ribble Beauty. I think that's about time I should pack up now. I've had that lovely chub at the start, and then I had the big pike, I had a barbel, and now there's another barbel. It's not even dark yet, but sometimes you just gotta quit while you're ahead, and I'm definitely ahead today. I really enjoyed myself. Only came down this afternoon, quite a short session, but you know, these sessions in the daylight when you're catching fish like this, you can't go wrong. It's fantastic to be able to come down to the Ribble and catch fish in broad daylight. It's just made my day, it really has.
Turn.
Taken by the words that you say, the voice that carries them has kept me astray. Too soon to act on it, can we ever be? That all depends on what you're feeling from me. Show you all the way.